So you guys have heard me say before that I believe minions are extremely overpowered and that minions are very OP and you don't need to snapshot, and that people saying that minions are weak actually don't know what they're talking about. So I went and looked at... I'm gonna be looking at a lot of minions from now till for this week or something. And today it's Sabertooth's turn. So Sabertooth is actually pretty good. So I'm gonna be showcasing it. I'm gonna show the gear that I have so you guys get an idea of what we're dealing with. So again, we have single tier 7 items, right? Single tier 7, 2 LP belt, 2 LP boots. These are, if you play the game, you know these are pretty easy to get. Tier 7, 2 LP with a single tier 7, single tier 7, single tier 7, right? And we got the idols. Obviously everything is max rolled, so, you know, take 10%, 15%, because you're always aiming for high rolls anyway, of this power that you're gonna see here, for like a realistic showcase thingy. And we're gonna do regular Aberroth first, and we're gonna talk a bit about the build. So as you can see, no snapshotting. I'm just gonna summon the thing, no snapshotting at all. You could snapshot this build, but I'm not going to, right? Just to show what the raw power of the build is.
And with a guest. But first,
alright,
prove yourselves worthy.
Aberroth! Face us yourself!
Again, this is single tier 7s, right?
Enough of this.
Alright.
Harbingers, entertain my dear sister for a moment.
Traveler, don't worry about me!
Such wasted potential.
You can run this with a Bastion too, if you want it, for more tankiness. You lose half your damage.
You fight for nothing.
As you can see, the tiger itself doesn't take basically any damage, and we're absolutely destroying regular Aberroth. Yeah, man, it's a joke, right? We can face tank everything, it doesn't matter.
The word called to Orbis. This is his answer. The void comes.
Oh, there you go. So again, pretty good. Face tanks everything, you don't have to look at it. With a single tier 7, this is like, again, it takes me like a weekend on a fresh character to get this kind of gear. It might take you a bit more, you know, if you know what you're doing. Okay, nice, you know.
No.
You can see there, like a little bit, I just got half of the items I would need. And we're also gonna see, let's see how it maps at 1k corruption. You know, just for the sake of, you know, is it super slow, is it super fast? It's kind of like a bit in between, you know. So again, the build can do Uber also. My showcase an attempt, just so you guys can see it. And again, you know, it is a minion build with not that much clear. But I mean, you know, I've played melee builds that have less, you know. You don't do any of the cooldown bullshit, right? Oops. Pretty good at tombs, actually. And again, keep in mind that at the moment the meta relies a lot around doing false temples and, you know, Lostwood Follies, and so clearing like all the mobs is not the most important thing. This is 1k corruption with a single, again, tier 7. And, you know, basically you save your cat ability for when there's like something. He does it a lot by himself, but you kind of want to save it while you're mapping, so when there's like a big pack. As you can see, I'm like basically face tanking, 1k corruption. And I don't know, I feel like it's if you play like melee Rife or, you know, no, it's not horrible. I mean, it's playable. Now, is this an S tier clear build? No. But it's also not like, oh, you can't, it's unplayable kind of thing. You know, you have builds that are not minion builds who have more and less clear than this. So, you know, I think it's fine. And the single target DPS is actually pretty high. It's like more than 20 million DPS. Right, so it's a ramping build, of course, because you have all your stacks and shark stacks and all that has to stack. But I mean, he's clearing for like 100k on enemies, and obviously if I had better gear, it would ramp even more. Get the jump, so you can position him, and you know, it's not horrible. We'll do another map just to showcase it. And again, this is 1k corruption, so which is kind of like what you want to be doing on COF, right? You don't really need to go higher than this to get really good loot. And I feel like, you know, it's fine. It's not a racing strike, you know, but I mean, I see people play builds who have less clear than this and call them playable, so... Man, would I league start this? Absolutely not. But is this like a okay build? Like, you know... Yeah. I mean, and again, it has very, very, very high single target damage, 20 million DPS, without snapshotting. Obviously, if you snapshot, then you start getting... Well, you're gonna at least double your damage, right? You're fairly tanky yourself. You're like around 60k HP with the Seed of Yggdrasil setup. You could get way more than that if you go Bastion, of course. And yeah, I mean, it's not horrible. If you play any non-meta build, your clear is kind of like this anyway. No, it's not a big difference. You're kind of locked between on time and how things take to happen in general. So I don't know. I feel like it's an okay build. I feel like it's an okay build, and the minion itself, the damage it has is just, with the amount of gear I have, the damage I'm doing is very crazy. Obviously, you know, people claim, oh, if you don't snapshot, minions die, blah blah. I mean, I don't think my Sabertooth has... I have a single roll on minion HP on my gear, on my relic, which you don't even need, right? And I don't think he has taken damage yet. He like heals so fast, you know, takes a bit of damage and then boom. And I have all the nodes that make it take more damage, you know, on the skill tree itself. That's a lot of leech. But, you know, this is okay. Alright, so how does this build with a single tier 7 does against Uber Aberoth? Obviously, it's not gonna be able to kill it just yet. You need a bit more gear with most builds to be able to do that. But I'm gonna showcase it, just so you guys get an actual idea of, like, with a single tier 7, how does this build do? If you start getting the swords with double tier 7s and stuff, obviously your damage is gonna times 2, right? So take this just as a frame of reference. Can it survive Uber? Can it, like, you know, does it do damage? Does the cat die? You know, well, it seems fine so far. We will see.
The void hungers.
We place the lasers there, so our cat doesn't get hit. Seems like we can brawl fairly well with this. Cat is not dying to the pizzas, that's good.
You fight for nothing.
Okay, cat comes with us. Okay, he's already phase 1, he's almost done. And the cat...
Void comes.
The cat is fine. We can step into the laser, into that thingy for a bit.
Fights for nothing.
Cat is full HP. Obviously my mechanics, well, we don't talk about that, right? But the point still stands. The build is pretty good, you know? Like, if you made a build, Harbinger... Okay, we killed that Harbinger.
The void hungers.
Cat seems fine.
The void hungers.
This is good, obviously.
Oblivion.
Good positioning there. The cat seems fine. Ramping. This is gonna be very important, finding this, like, windows. Oh, I mistimed my war cry there. But, you know, we got it to 75% health in like a minute and a half or something, 2 minutes. It's really good, and it's definitely doable, you know, like, I was tanking most of the things, like, the cat is not dying. So imagine if I get, like, again, 2 LP on Julra. Imagine if I get 3 LP or, you know, double tier 7 on Mantle, 2 LP on Seed, 2 LP on Apogee, you know, 3 LP brawlers with cleanse and stuff. Like, this is very, 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 very doable. Double tier 7 inherents, and, you know, if you start getting those items, you can also go for Bastion for a super tanky setup. You know, and you know, the damage you lose from dual wielding, you could get back from just getting better weapons. You know, you get these 2 weapons with 2 LP, and you slam the double tier 7 with imprints and stuff. And this build is gonna be doing 50 million DPS, which is basically the same as a Racing Strike, right? If not more. While, you know, like, while getting good procs of the Sabertooth and all that. So again, the build is, I don't know what people like. Again, no snapshotting, 1k corruption, single tier 7 items with single LP. Very, very, very. I mean, it takes me less than a weekend to get this gear. So let me know what minion should I do next. I think I'm gonna start with Primalis because I don't want to touch Acolyte too much. Mainly because Acolyte is getting a rework next patch, so I don't want to, you know, invest time into things that are gonna most likely change in a week or two. But you know, maybe, I don't know, maybe I'll take a look at Raptor. I would assume Raptor you can do something similar to this. I know Bear can be pretty cracked, you know. And we'll see how we address the clear situation also on those builds. Because I think, again, the clear on this build, this is 1k corruption. I don't know. And he's doing it like it's 100, you know. Damage is definitely up there. Like, sure, the clear speed is not the best, but I mean, the bossing is pretty good. It's very easy to play, which is another thing that, you know, some people might value. Super easy to gear. Super OP without any gear. Because again, if with a single LP you can do what I'm doing, you can assume this build can basically do 300 corruption wearing no items, pretty much. So again, not bad, you know. So again, people don't understand how OP minions really are, and I just went for Sabertooth just for, because I don't know, I haven't really seen anyone Giga min-max Sabertooth, so I thought let's start with something that is undiscovered, you know, because that's what we do here. So let's take a look a bit. Let's talk a bit about the build, right? Let's start with the passives, where you take the dual wielding node. You can get Berserk Cornered Beast to be a bit tankier. You know, you get all the strength because the minion stacks with strength. Resistances can be good. I don't know. I don't know if these points. I haven't really min-maxed this, honestly, because attunement is not that useful for Sabertooth. And then we grab the classic, you know, the aspect of the shard shred with the aspect of the shard stacking, all the link stuff, all the melee minion attack speed you can find, some regen for yourself because you're gonna need the sustain, right? Then you grab the penetration for the cold penetration with your minion. This is quite nice. Yeah, it's pretty, nothing super groundbreaking. You get yourself some leech, you know, so you can have a bit of sustain with your own swipe attacks, etc. And yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I'll do with these points. I might move them around into here, or I still have to decide. I'm not sure about these points because my reses are fine, right? So then for skills, we have Swipe, where we just use for generating mana, gaining health, and stacking Panther. Panther gives us a lot of regen and a lot of crit. Especially this applies to the Sabertooth, so this is great for him. And you know, you just get a lot of damage from this. You could also get the Execute if you were doing Uber, change some things around, right, to make sure you're clutch on that last phase. But yeah, pretty good overall. Then we have Warcry, you know, for the increased crit, the chill, he's converted to cold, the Sabertooth, so it gives us damage, it gives us a cleanse, it gives us Berserker, so we can attack faster and apply elements and apply all the things we want to apply. Again, this is mainly so we can stack, we get attack speed to a stack aspect of the Shark as fast as possible, right? Then we have Frenzy Totem. I've been trying different things with this setup. I've done this setup which is more defensive and just for a bit of buffs. You can also do a setup where you don't take these 3 points and you go into the Eteros Blessing and you spec Eteros Blessing instead. But I find it quite random with the targeting. The targeting of Eteros Blessing, sometimes it hits your beast, sometimes it hits your totem. So again, this would be great to have, but it's just so random that I decided to go against it, even though on paper it's better. We're just going for the extra cleanse, the leap, which is very useful for overfight, etc. So the saber follows you and it doesn't die to the big explosion. You know, the pool is nice for clear, extra immunity. Why not, right? And then Frenzy just gives us a lot of damage for the saber itself. We don't really max this because this is physical damage, and or Sabertooth wants regular damage, right? So it gets converted to cold. And yeah, and for Sabertooth, we have a lot of points because we get points from our chest piece, we get points from our relic, and we get points from our swords, right? If you didn't dual wield, you would just take points out of here. But the most important thing is you gotta convert to cold, so you make sure you benefit from the Epoch's buffs, right? The swords that give you more damage to cold, more cold damage, sorry, right? Very important, and plus minion skills for cold minions. Then, and one single point in Ancestral Hunter for a bit of clear in lower corruptions. This is basically kind of useless because these Sabertooths, for whatever reason, they don't really stack with the tree itself. They seem to be their own thing. I don't know if this is a bug or not, but yeah, definitely not worth going into this more than that. Then we get obviously the Flurry Swipe's chance on attack. We're stacking a shit ton of minion attack speed, so the idea is that he's gonna attack. You know, the fastest he attacks, the more this ability is gonna proc on its own. Really good. All the more multipliers from Chill, from Think, right? Really good. And then the extra points, you know, you get into the extra attack speed. We don't care that he takes more damage because he's already immortal, and you know, he has the extra damage when he's low health. So when he's brawling, when he's doing Uber, or he's doing Shades or whatever, if he gets low, he will get that Giga survivability buff. This is very nice. And then we have all the crit chance and all the crit multi stuff. Again, and so we don't do any of the cooldown resetting bullshit thingy, because that is just like, basically that kind of playstyle is just like completely locked behind cooldowns, right? And this, you can just stack a shit ton of attack speed and do unleash your damage that way, right? You can scale that axis. So yeah, and then for gear, very simple. Apogee, very important for the minions, deal 24% more cold damage. That's why we convert to cold. This is 24%, this is 24%, right? You get 2 of this. That's the only roll that matters when you're looking for these weapons. So you want to get a single tier 7 with 24% cold. So you would reroll until you get the 24, and you need 2 of them. Obviously if you have 2 LP of this, then like I said, the build is gonna go crazy. Then we also get when a minion dies, you gain a stack of Frozen Vengeance. Frozen Vengeance gives us another 24% more damage. This we only get this buff once, so it doesn't matter that we have 2 swords for that way, but we want 2 swords for the 2 more 24 damage base. So again, if you dual wield, you only lose the 24 multiplier. You still keep these 2 24 multipliers. And how we get that to proc is through the bees, basically. We have an idol that has bees per second. Doesn't really matter what your roll is, you just need a single bee, right? So 7 bees, it could be 3 bees, it doesn't matter. And then you just go full melee attack speed and health regen on idols. And you can see that when the bees die, basically, you see I get the stacks because, again, the bees are super squishy, they always die, right? Not a big deal. So that way we always have the Frozen Vengeance buff for our Sabertooth. Really nice. And yeah, that's pretty much the build. I hope you guys liked it. Again, really strong. Don't underestimate like the power of this build, like the damage it does. It is good, right? Just to finish, maybe we can do like a shade or something at corruption. Let's see if I have a shade somewhere, just so you guys get an idea of what the damage looks like. Oh, look perfect. Let's do a shade at 1k corruption. Hopefully I don't die, you know, to finish the video dramatically. I should be fine. I'm pretty sure the only thing that can even hit him is the meteor. You can see he's tanking that one completely fine. He has so much leech, right? Yeah, I mean, 1k Shade in like 30 seconds or so, tanking the most damaging ability it has. I have a single roll of minion HP in my entire character. You could get more if you wanted to, you know, if you don't have red rings, etc. Minions are OP. See you on the next video.